Hello peoples, this is Good Natured Kitty and I'm back for another Thursday vlog. So it's been a pretty stressful week, I must say. It kind of got that way on Friday. My husband, he got information from his sister that his father was in the hospital for a heart situation because of his heart. Um, So then, he got off a few days from work and um, he ended up leaving out on Saturday. And he went with his mother and sister, not all in the same car, they each had their own car. He was going to help them to lug some stuff over there. Things happened along the way. But it was really hard, like, just not having them there. And I remember Saturday, I was really stressed out because just my mind was on him the whole time, and here I was trying to work and concentrate on what the customers were telling me, and my mind just wasn't into it. My heart wasn't into it. So it was really fun trying to work through all that. And I wanted to get home right away, and my last call was just this lady who has 2 Roku boxes, and we're trying to figure out if the reason they weren't working was because of internet issues or if it was the Roku boxes and all sorts of stuff. And I don't know anything about Roku boxes, so that was fun. It actually made it so that I didn't get off work right as soon as the time or anything. I was like almost a half hour late getting off work and had to walk home, and it just felt like such a long. And so that day I got home and got on Minecraft, and I ended up talking with Lucas in one hand and playing Minecraft with my sister, and just it was a complete fun conversation. Us all trying to talk, and I was glad to talk to him for sure, and glad to talk to my sister. But in the background, I can hear her talking to my nephew, saying things like, try drinking some water. Are you stressing about things? All this stuff. He was actually having stomach aches, and usually when he has a stomach aches, it's because he's overly stressing. I don't know if it's because of his autism or if that would even make a difference. But whenever he's stressed, his stomach hurts really, really bad. And so here she's thinking it's because of that, and eventually she got to the point where she said, Beth, sis, I'm going to have to let you go. I got to take him up to the hospital and see what's going on. So, and that was my oldest nephew, as I said. He's 19. But anyway, so, I talked to Lucas for a little bit longer and we hung up, and then tried to go bed. And it's hard, like, when you usually have your husband with you and everything, it's hard sleeping alone in this apartment and stuff, and without him there. But, I got a text from him and my sister when I woke up that morning, though, and his text was like around, I think it was around 8 a.m., saying, I would have been halfway there by now if it wasn't for my sister and mother. And, we were from Idaho, and he's having to go all the way up to Ohio and everything, and he was in Wyoming at the time. And I guess he explained later that he had to stop every hour along the way. But anyway, my sister also sent a text saying that my nephew had appendicitis, so luckily, it was still in the early stages when they caught it and everything, so surgery went well, but gosh darn it. So I went to church and prayed over him, and that night I had a hard time sleeping, and it was because right as I was making dinner, my husband, he starts texting me and telling me, first he was saying that his sister was griping at him because he paid the deposit on the hotel room and helped bring in the dogs. And I know that sounds really silly to gripe about, but I wouldn't put it past her completely. But it was still confusing me. I was like, why the heck? And it could be that she was stressing over the fact that, that's her father too. But whatever the case, I can feel myself thinking in the back of my mind, his mother's going to pick a side and it'll more than likely be his sister. And sure enough, she did. So here's my husband getting double teamed by them, and they were griping at him about every little thing they can think of and blaming him for things that weren't necessarily in his power, and just he was stressing out, very anxious. We video chat, and he was just looking over his shoulder and everything. He was in the car while they were in the hotel room. Said that they would peek out at him every half hour. He waited till they went to bed, and then he took all their stuff out of the car and drove off in the middle of the night and everything, because he just got to where he had enough of it. Here he was trying to help them, and it happens a lot. It does. So it, and in the back of my mind, I kept thinking about my family and how it was just it was so different with my mom and dad. I don't know, but I felt miserable for him for sure, and it stressed me out even more. I ended up calling in Monday because I felt like I was too stressed to work. I wouldn't be able to concentrate on the customers and just with everything that was going on. And it was kind of scary being there alone at night. But, you know, I tried to stay calm and everything, checked in on my husband as often as possible. Didn't even leave to go grocery shopping or anything. And he made a lot more progress, made a lot more um, knowledge than with when they were with them, because like they have dogs, they have like 4 dogs they're bringing with, they're trying to move them up and everything, and they're stopping every hour to walk them, which makes sense and everything. But anyway, Tuesday ended up working, and I was so stressed that I told my supervisor right away that I was feeling stressed, and she luckily set me in a quieter area. So usually I sit across from this guy who's kind of, well, he says things that can be a little, what's the word? Well, it can be like something that women don't want to hear, sort of thing, like he's that type of guy. Kind of says sexist things, and so I just needed to be away from anything like that, and I was glad to be in a quiet area. And it was slow, luckily, but my mind was still on him, of course. But I did a little better than I did on Saturday, and I got home, and and I had rode my bike to and from work, by the way. As I was bringing my bike in, my neighbor next door let me know that someone broke into his place and stole his medication. And he has a lot of medication. I felt so bad for him because he's got um he had a stroke, and just he's got all sorts of pills that he has to take, and so that was stressing me out. And that night I had the hardest time trying to bring myself to go to sleep. What I did, because I was afraid they were going to break into my place next, because luckily they didn't break in that night. They did it while he was sleeping. Broke in and took his stuff right in the middle of the night while he was sleeping. I never heard anything. But, oh my gosh, can you imagine? And so I locked my door, shut all the windows, and put my bike in front of the door because that's the only thing I could think to do at that time. And, my husband, he ended up making it to Ohio that day. And even, he saw his dad, had a little bit of a conversation with him, stayed for a few hours, gave the doctor his phone number, and then headed home because he wanted to be back home in time for work on Friday. And I was stressing about that too because I was like, he needs to rest and have a little more time with his dad. He's going to regret it. But, you can't always talk sense into your husband. But I think if more than anything, he's afraid that his sister and mother would make it and there'd be a big confrontation. So he wanted to get out of there before they made it. That's my opinion. But I don't know if it's true. Anyway, going forward. Luckily no one broke into my place. And yesterday, I made sure to keep tabs on my husband on his whole trip over, and I said, I have a feeling it might be the people who live directly above us who did it, because they do seem a little sketchy, and it's kind of funny that this happened not long after they moved in, and they're just really noisy and just not the most agreeable people. Well, this morning, see, I've learned that my husband's almost here and everything, so he may walk through that door any moment. But this morning, my neighbor knocked on the door and informed me that the people upstairs from me have been peeking in my windows and almost like they're trying to case the place. And he said he wanted to let me know just to be sure to be safe. Said that I could get something at Lowe's that can help me to have a little more security, but I'm freaked out because I just know that they're gonna try at some point to get in here. I told my husband what my neighbor said, and he's going to talk to the landlord when he gets here, although I told him I don't know if he will be able to do anything without any proof. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. Well, I'll have to talk it over with Lucas. What we're gonna do in case we might become the next victims. I don't know if they'll knock a window out. I don't know if there's ways that they can get the windows open from outside. I'm scared, honestly. So this has been quite the week, is what I have to say about the whole thing. Now, my nephew's doing good. Surgery went well for him. And as I said, my husband should be home pretty soon. Probably, I would say, probably in the next half hour is my guess. Maybe sooner, who knows. But I'll be glad to have him home. But I'm really sketched out about the neighbor thing. I really want those people upstairs to go live somewhere else because it's freaking me out. But okay, past all that anyway. So I've been working on my goals, but I've been a little distracted and everything. I have gotten some drawings done. Like I've been working on my drawing skills. This is one I completed, I want to say on Sunday. That's me when I graduated high school. It's like I was right outside at the time, and that thing that I'm wearing, yeah, that's kind of like what has come back into style. But it was in style back when I was a teenager too. This one's a little more something I had a little more fun with. I was kind of messing around with the idea. This is the back of my grandma. I just thought it'd be fun to draw that. I like all the lines in her sweater and everything, and her hair was very messy, honestly. It was kind of like that, but anyway, those are some of the drawings I worked on this week, both of them. Um, for the other things like getting more exercise, I've been riding my bike places, using it to get groceries. Whenever I'm not riding my bike, I do stretches. Try not to do anything that aggravates my face too much because of all the stress I've gone through, my face really broke out. You could definitely see it along here. I've been getting clusters and right along here. And I can feel it breaking out. And I think it's partly the stress, but it's also because it's been getting really warm, like in the 80s and probably in the 90s even. So I even been thinking it might, I'm gonna look into. I know there's some things you can put on your face other than just sunscreen that not only helps to block the sun, but it's healthy for your skin. I'm gonna look into that a little bit. And I'm also thinking I might become a hat person, although I never was much into wearing hats, but maybe it might not hurt for me to have sun hats to keep my face out of the sun a little more. I just gotta become one of those people, maybe. I don't know. I think I'll feel a little awkward at first, but it might be fun. Because I do want to eventually reinvent my look, but I'm kind of waiting until I at least go down to a size 14 pants before I start purchasing new clothes and everything and really, really reinventing my look. But now, as far as getting cleaning done and everything, most of my concentration has been on keeping up with vacuuming because of the little flea bags. I'm trying to get fleas off of them and everything, and it's been a lot of fun. They do not like the combing or the sprays or anything I give them. Huh. Oh, my bad, me. um, I've, just been doing a lot of just basic stuff, just getting dishes done and stuff. I haven't been doing the deep cleaning for the kitchen as much as I'd like to be. Hello, baby girl. Um, I've been doing my reading verses, of course, but I used to do the daily bread and I haven't been doing that as much. Maybe I should get back into it. I've been so stressed that I've been like neglecting a lot of things that I used to do on a daily routine or daily basis. Like I was doing like learning Spanish and Japanese lessons, and I've been neglecting that a lot. Especially the Japanese because I decided I'm gonna stay at a standstill until I can figure out what the heck is going on there. Because here's the thing that makes it difficult for the Japanese. They try to teach you both the characters and the language. And I think it'd be easier if they started you out by teaching you some of the language, like a level 1 language, and then brought in the characters. But they're like throwing it all at me, and I'm like not able to figure it out. They want me to piece together sentences based on the characters they put out, and I don't know. And sometimes they want me to piece together characters based on the English sentence they put out, and I don't know. I only know a few letters. I can only remember a few letters because I'm trying so hard to concentrate on the words itself and what they mean. I remember the one for T-O because it looks like a toe with a hangnail, sort of. And I remember N-O because it looks like the no sign, like what you see for no smoking. The circle with the thing flying through it. There's a few that I kind of remember a little bit, the basic sound. But yeah, it's not so easy, honestly. Well, N kind of looks like an N almost, but it's more so looks like an H. But anyway, I remember a little bit, but it's to the point where I can't get through it without guessing, and sometimes it takes a lot of guessing, and it's frustrating. Spanish, on the other hand, I'm able to figure it out pretty good. I had taken a couple classes in Spanish in high school, so that helps. And some of the words, it's like, oh, I remember learning that, like naranjo, like meaning orange, sort of thing. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I remember learning that in high school, but I forgot that word. And just stuff like that. And it's been pretty fun though. I just gotta get back into it and get caught up on the Spanish. Maybe what I might do is try to learn Japanese through another means and then come back to the Duolingo's version. I would love to delete the Spanish or the Japanese off of Duolingo and re-add it on from the beginning and start from the beginning again, but I haven't found a way to do that. Um, I don't know. I can make a suggestion to them to allow me to do that, but I don't know. Anyway, but that's actually about all I'd have to talk about this week. I'm definitely hoping next week will be a lot less stressful, and I'm hoping we figure out what to do about the fact that we have someone who's going to be trying to break into our place very soon. It might be tonight, it might be tomorrow night. I just don't want it to happen. I'm hoping we can find a way to avoid that happening. I'm gonna look into the thing that our neighbor told us about at Lowe's that's supposed to help to keep people from breaking in. I don't think they could fit in the windows, but I'm still afraid that they might find a way. I gotta figure that out. I don't know if maybe there's like a stick. I don't know. Like, how would you keep someone from coming through your window? That's the thing. Because I think what they're probably doing is looking over the. I feel like there's something blocking that though, so they couldn't get to it. Well, anyway, they probably might be checking this window mostly because that's where we had the air conditioner at one point. And maybe they're figuring that there's a way they could get into that one. Because he says they've been looking over my windows. They might even be trying to look through to check out the computer that happens to be over here and plan a way to make it their own. Even though he says they mostly go for money and medication, I think the thing that we'd mostly have of value would be our electronic devices. Maybe I could get these registered somehow so they could be trackable. I don't know how it works, but I'm freaked out. I'm really freaked out. I don't want to lose my stuff. I don't want them breaking in here, but anyway, he mentioned that I should try using the webcam somehow, maybe to monitor the place. Maybe I could, but anyway, I'm gonna end things here. I want to get things ready for when my husband gets home. Once he gets home, I'm gonna talk to him about what our options could be. Maybe I need to go down to the police and ask them what they would recommend. They would know, right? Tell them that I even have a neighbor who's been watching our windows and stuff, and I'm freaked out about it. I don't know what they could do about it, but maybe they could give me some good suggestions. But anyway, I'm gonna end things here before I start really freaking out. And I thank you guys for watching. I'll continue. I'm just gonna kind of work on some of the same things that I've been working on. I'm not gonna make too much for goals right now. I should probably get back to really putting in some effort on the kitchen, maybe. But thank you once again, and bye bye.